When you're solving absolute value equations, here's what you're going to want to do. You're going to need to split these into two separate equations, and only do this if you're working with absolute value equations. If you don't see the bars, don't split the problems. One of your equations is going to be the exact same equation, just drop the bars. So rewrite exactly what's there without the bars. For your second equation, I call it like the Bizarro equation. Like Bizarro Superman is exactly opposite in Superman in every way. So I call this the Bizarro equation. What's in the bars, however, though, is protected. So that x minus 5 doesn't change, but anything outside the bars like that 7 in the Bizarro equation becomes negative 7. Everything becomes opposite. What you'll do to get your solutions then are solve each one of those two equations like you normally would. So, add 5 to both sides. So one of our answers is 12. Add 5 on the other side, and one of your answers is negative 2. Now notice in the directions it says to check your solutions. These beginning problems, these easier ones, are always going to check out, but I would suggest you get in the habit of checking, because later on when things get more difficult, our answers, some of them may not check out. So when you go to check your solutions, you can do just a mental check, but make sure you check these values always in the original problem, not in what you split it into. That's not going to tell you whether it's going to work or not. So go back and check each of those values. If I start with checking 12, 12 minus 5 is 7, and the absolute value of 7 is 7, so 12 checks out. That one's fine, so go ahead and circle it. If I check negative 2, negative 2 minus 5 is negative 7, but remember we're doing absolute value, so the absolute value of negative 7 is also positive 7, so that one checks out. Again, these beginning ones are always going to check out, but I would just be in the habit of always checking, because like I said, later on they won't. Go ahead and pause the video if you want to try this second problem on your own. My work will pop up in just a couple seconds if you want to check your answer to that one. And there's your two answers that hopefully you came up with, positive 11 and negative 7. And again, make sure you've checked those. They both do check out in this case.